We don't have a lot of ports there. But another state that doesn't have a lot of ports besides North Dakota would be Nebraska. And I'm going to turn for the question first to Senator Ricketts, Senator/Governor Ricketts, who I'm sure brings a very important perspective to this, and start with you, Governor.
Great. Well, thank you very much, Chairman Crapo and Kramer. And and then Ranking Member also Brooks. Thank you very much for holding this important hearing on surface transportation, and look forward to working with the committee to be able to really craft another great bill. And want to say thank you to our witnesses and sharing your testimony here. Look forward to talking about some of the reforms that we can do to be able to help. Deputy Director Orn and Deputy Secretary Biddle, both of you talked about flexibility in your opening remarks. When I was governor of Nebraska, that's one of the things that we certainly would have appreciated as well, as more flexibility, because as the chairman pointed out, states are different and they have different needs. We don't have a lot of ports in Nebraska either, as a matter of fact, but we do have rail, we do have surface transportation, we have runways for our airports and all that. One of the other things I did when I was governor is I implemented a process improvement methodology called Lean Six Sigma. And again, what that did is help us streamline how we issued air construction permits, as an example. And what Lean Six Sigma does, we can't change any sort of environmental regulations, but it can change the process for how we do it. We were able to cut this number of steps to issue an air construction permit down from 110 steps to 22 steps. And by doing that, we took the time to issue the permit from 190 days to 65 days. Again, without changing any sort of environmental regulations along those lines, but providing better service to our taxpayers. So that's just one example of some of the improvements we can make with regard to looking at the next transportation bill, is how we can find ways to streamline the operations. Modern transportation projects are complex, but it doesn't mean they should be impossible. In fact, that's one of the things that we need to do, is make sure that we're delivering on these important projects. So for both of you, I'd like you each to take a turn talking to me about what are some specific ideas that you would like to see us do here in Washington that would help with flexibility in your states. And Deputy Director Orn, we'll start with you.
Thank you, Senator, for the question. Flexibility is very key to what we do in North Dakota. We're a fairly small state. Our federal funds are towards the bottom end that we receive. Flexibility gives us the ability to get those dollars to the priorities that we need across the state. So the more flexibility you have, the better we can react to where the needs are. The more programs that are created, the more divvied up the dollars are. It makes us harder to react and get the dollars where they are needed. So flexibility is a critical thing for us in our state. And also regulations, any simplification of regulations that this committee can do, especially when it comes to like modernizing some of the dollar amounts and some of the things in the regulation because of inflation. I believe a report says since 2021, inflation has increased by 80%. So that's been a real burden on states. So anything that can be done there to modernize some of the inflation, or some of the numbers that we have in regulations, so they're more in line with what we experience today.
So again, if I understand you correctly, you're saying there's dollar thresholds that below which you've got flexibility or more flexibility, and because of inflation, you'd like to see those dollar thresholds taken up back to at least where they were in 2021, relatively, 2021 dollars, to even just keep you even with where it was before. Is that accurate?
That is correct, Senator, because then that provides us more flexibility. The higher you have some of those thresholds, a few of the less regulations and requirements that we have to get into, which can speed up the delivery of the projects.
Great. Deputy Secretary Biddle.
Thank you so much for the question. I think for us, being a multimodal transportation department, having the ability to flex funds between our modes has been an integral, really success story for us, especially as we tend to have perhaps fluctuating needs and priorities across our various modes. We are responsible for, our highway network as well as our transit system, and the ability to flex those funds as critical state of good repair needs arise makes the delivery of projects inherently more expeditious. So knowing that we have that flexibility allows us to look at some of these projects that often have large price tags and figure out how we can program those over a number of years with real certainty, knowing that these projects are multi-year and can involve a combination of different funding sources. So having the reliability and sustainability of the ability to flex funds between our modes grants more certainty throughout our department, and then also to our various partners and stakeholders who rely on us to deliver projects really across those various modes.
Great, thank you very much. I've got 13 seconds left, so other questions I will submit for the record, but thank you, Chairman, for letting me go, because I've got to go preside here in a little bit.
We don't want you to be late for that.
No, they'll get mad at me.
Whoever's in the chair will certainly get mad at me, probably. But thank you. I'm glad we could accommodate.